Hey guys, so I wanted to make a extra video besides my vlogs today on cystic fibrosis and making it work with college. If you guys watch my vlogs, you may know that I have CF, cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic lung and digestive disorder, and I'm also a freshman at Cedarville University. So although it may seem like I don't have a whole lot of experience because I am a freshman, I had things happen last semester that kind of taught me these key points, and there's like 3 of them that I really want to address to you guys to tell you guys that you can do it and how to have fun in college and still manage CF. So I wanted to give you guys kind of like a more colorful background, so I put my monkey blanket up against the dresser. Hopefully nothing falls on my head. Alright, so let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys before I even go into the steps is that it is possible. Sometimes when you have CF, it's just you think there's certain things you can't do, or that maybe moving away from home and going to college is just something that is not in your possibility, and that is not true at all. You guys, it is totally possible. Just you have to, realize that you have a chronic illness and kind of adapt, which is what this video is to hopefully help with. But it is definitely possible. This is my second try at this, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the second kind of key concept. But, so just don't ever put any doubt into your mind that, hey, because I have CF, I cannot go to college. That is totally false. There is a realm of possibilities for you guys, and if you think maybe because your health is a little bit unstable, you could go to college closer to home. Personally, I am 13 hours away from home by car and 4 hours away from home by plane. But there are so many different things that you can do, so many different options and ways to make it work. So don't ever put yourself in a position where you think, I'm not going to even try this because I have CF. Because, guys, we can do what other people can do. We have it a little bit harder sometimes, but we can totally do it. And I just want to give you guys encouragement beforehand that college in CF is hard, but it is definitely possible. So the point that I really want to talk about the most is you need to prioritize. Obviously in college, just being assignments and getting to class on time and stuff is already, what everybody deals with. You need to prioritize your time. But with CF, you really need to be conscientious of what you're doing with your time. So a little bit of background. Last fall, I started coming to Cedarville last fall, August 18th, I believe I moved in. By August 31st, I was on a flight back home and I had to drop the semester. Now, this wasn't really per se something because of my time management, but it is just to kind of give you a background where I'm coming from. I started college and I was just within a week or two, I was sick. Sick to the point of 103-degree fevers, which was the first time I'd ever, run that high in my life. And it ended up basically with me going to the ER in an ambulance and having to fly back home and get admitted at my hospital back home. So this semester is a retry of that because even though you really hope it doesn't, CF can rear its ugly head, so that's why prioritizing is going to help you avoid those situations, hopefully. Just doing the best you can. So this semester I have been here 3 weeks and 2 days now. So last time I was here for about 12 days. So this semester is going a lot better. And I'm also feeling healthier and more able to engage in college instead of sitting in my dorm room with a fever and trying to do assignments while I have pneumonia. So that's kind of like the background of where I'm coming from. So prioritizing your time. You need to make sure, guys, you get in those treatments, you get in those medicines. Just because you're at college and you have this new freedom doesn't mean that you can start skipping treatments or medicines or things that we need to do to keep up our lungs, because if you do, you're not going to last very long. That's just the reality of it. So sometimes it can be a little inconvenient. I have 8 a.m. classes every day. So I have to get up about 6:30, 6:15 so that I can complete my treatments before I go to class. And just to tell you guys, like, if you do end up skipping a treatment before class, you're going to be pretty miserable because you didn't have that time to clear out your lungs and get yourself awake and cough everything out and stuff without people staring at you. And you're going to be able to walk to and from buildings without getting super out of breath. So you just really need to make sure. And on the same side, if you're really tired at night, you need to do your treatment. No matter how many treatments you do a day, I do 2 to 3, you need to prioritize health. Because if you're not healthy, you're not going to stay in college very long, and you're not going to enjoy the time you are there. And on that same note and prioritize, and my third point, don't be ashamed of your CF, kind of tie in together. Going to the dining hall, we have to take enzymes, and if we don't, bad things happen. So don't be ashamed of taking out enzymes in the dining hall, because your body needs it. And you need that fuel to keep going and keep continuing to be at college. So you can't think, I'm not going to take these enzymes because everybody's going to stare at me. They're going to think I'm a sick person and judge me, and so I'm just not going to do it. Well, that's not going to work. Your body's not going to absorb things. You're going to get stomach aches. You're going to have things happen below, and you're just going to be miserable. So you can't be ashamed of your CF. You can't be ashamed of taking care of your CF, because you do what's best for you. You do what your body needs, no matter what it is. So, for example, a couple days ago, I was feeling a little bit more congested in my lungs, and I just didn't feel the greatest, so I added in an extra treatment in between classes. Now, you're not going to be perfect all the time. You are going to miss stuff. You are going to miss this pill there or this treatment here. And I'm not saying that you're a failure if you're not 100% perfect, but it is where you need to make those things a very, very, very rare occurrence, and hopefully not at all, but a very rare occurrence. Don't go into it thinking, oh, it's okay if I skip this treatment, it's only one, because then you get a downward spiral. So you really just have to prioritize your time, figure out, like, it helped me to literally sit down and figure out, okay, these are my class times, this is what's due, this is what I need to do for my health, where am I going to put this all in? And, you're still going to have time for fun stuff. In fact, my morning treatments, I kind of look forward to, because not only do I clear out my lungs, but I use that 30 minutes, 40 minutes in the morning to just play on my phone, play on my computer, whatever, so I have some chill time before class. And, so that you can do things like that to make it more pleasant and more fun to do a treatment at 6:30 in the morning. And just some tips, like try to eat high-calorie foods. Sometimes the dining hall food here at Cedarville is pretty good, but sometimes even I get sick of it. And so a good tip is to have high-calorie snacks in your room that you can kind of munch on, and also salty things, because, we crave salt, so that will help. Have Ensures or Boost or something like that. I've been drinking Ensure Plus, which is 350 calories or something like that a can. Take an enzyme with that, and you're golden. That is a little bit extra fuel for your body. So just really be conscientious of what you're eating and maintaining your weight, because the experience with me is at college, I'm walking a whole lot more than I did at home. I was pretty active at home with dogs and horses, but I am walking 3.5 miles a day just to get between class buildings. So you're expending more energy, which is great for your lungs, but it's catch-22 of you need to maintain your weight, because if your weight drops, your lungs are going to tank. So just be aware of what you're eating and taking enzymes and making sure your body's getting that proper nutrients. And the last thing I really want to cover is make sure you're getting enough sleep, guys. I've personally struggled with this. It is so tempting. Like for me last night, I stayed up till 12:30 to watch Supergirl, and I had to get up at 6:30, and that is not the greatest thing, because when you don't get enough sleep, your immune system's going to go down, and if your immune systems go down, you're more susceptible to getting a lung infection. So just try to make sure that you're getting enough sleep, take naps if you need to, and know when to rest. Like, there's so many things going on at college. You want to do it all, do this, do that, be here and that, but you need to know when you need to be, okay, I need to slow down, my lungs need a break, my body needs to rest. So just take a Saturday or a Sunday and just rest, and don't go here and there and everywhere. Just rest and give your body a break to catch up from the week. So those are my tips for making cystic fibrosis and college work together. College is amazing, and it is so much fun, and I'm loving it here at Cedarville. And, just making sure that we stay on top of the CF. And the other thing I forgot to bring up, don't be ashamed to tell people. You don't have to run out and tell everybody. I haven't told everybody. I don't go up into my classes and say, hey guys, I have cystic fibrosis. You don't need to do that, but don't be ashamed to tell people. My professors know, my advisor knows. I have registered with Disability Services so they can help me out if I need help. And I've told a couple classmates here and there, like my lab partners, when I was, doing that I'm dying lung cough and everybody thinks you're going to choke to death in lab, and they were like looking at me, and I'm like, it's cystic fibrosis, it's genetic lung disease, I'm okay. And that's all you really need to say. I mean, you don't need to go into the whole Wikipedia, this is CF, this is what this does, and, just tell who you're comfortable with. My RA knows. So just telling people that are in authority that can help you out, and telling who you're comfortable with, but don't ever be ashamed of your CF, because it is a part of you, and no matter how much we hate it sometimes, it does make us who we are. So those are my tips for making college work. I hope they're helpful, and rock on, guys.